All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little San Francisco Giant video. That's right, the Giants actually made a move today, so we're going to talk about that. With spring training looming just about a couple weeks away at this point, Giants were running out of time to put together a club, and they made a move today, adding Harrison Bader to their outfield. Let's talk a little bit about Bader. First of all, spring training starts in about 3 weeks. The Giants were running out of time to put together a team, running out of options. And they're trying to upgrade a roster that's basically a 500 roster. We should tell you we're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle. The best barbecue in all of Northern California is Pig in a Pickle. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're opening in 2026 in Petaluma. So let's talk a little bit about the Giants. Their biggest offseason move really was the purchase of the Kern Theater, which is becoming kind of an ongoing joke. But I mean, basically the Giants signed Adrian Hauser and Tyler Mahle, and that's about it. And they badly needed an upgrade on offense and on defense. And, for a team that has the resources that the Giants have, that has the history and the money, and the Giants had the 7th highest attendance in the majors last year. You've got a brand new energetic manager in Tony Vitello, but a lot more was expected. And, I think that they're at a point now where they better do something if they want Vitello to have success as a manager. Now, Cody Bellinger was out there until recently, but he went to the Yankees. Tucker was out there until recently. He went to the Dodgers. The Giants badly needed to add to their outfield. Pitchers and catchers suit up at Scottsdale Stadium on February the 10th. So, we're talking about a couple weeks away. Now, let's talk a little bit about Bader. He's always been one of my favorite players. I really like this guy. I wanted the Giants to get him many times in the past. His nickname is Tots. He was born in Bronxville, New York, grew up a Yankees fan, played amateur baseball. Then he played at the University of Florida, was a third-round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 2015 MLB amateur draft. Came up to the big leagues, made his major league debut with the Cardinals in 2017. He then played for the Yankees and had a really nice run for them in the postseason. Played for the Reds, he played for the Mets, the Twins, the Phillies, and now the Giants. I kind of compare him to like an Eric Burns type player because he's a high-energy guy. This is a guy that you're going to have a lot of fun. Giants fans are going to have a lot of fun watching. He won a Gold Glove in 2021. He's going to play center field. So you're going to see Jung-Hoo Lee move from center field to right field. You're going to have Elliot Ramos in left field. And you still have a young guy like Luis Matos waiting in the wings. He doesn't necessarily have a spot. Drew Gilbert doesn't necessarily have a spot. I would imagine opening day you'll have Ramos in left, Bader in center, and Jung-Hoo Lee in right field. So, but I like this move. I mean, it makes the Giants a lot better defensively. I like Jung-Hoo Lee, and he's entertaining to watch play center field, but he played center field after the injury. He was a little timid. He was a little tentative. It was weird. It was almost like he was being incredibly conservative, not wanting to take too many chances. So now you got a guy in Bader where you can line up. I remember Sabian told me, hey, man, if this ballpark, at the time, Pac Bell Park, he said this to me. He said, you need 3 center fielders. And essentially the Giants have 3 center fielders. So you have Jung-Hoo Lee playing right field now. You have Harrison Bader playing center field. And you have Elliot Ramos, who came up as a center fielder, right fielder, and he's out left. So I think the outfield defense-wise, it's really going to help the Giants quite a bit. But let's talk a little bit about Bader. His nickname is Tots. He was born in Bronxville, New York. As I said, grew up a Yankee fan, University of Florida, drafted by the Cardinals in the 3rd round in the 2015 amateur draft. Played with the Cardinals, the Yankees, the Reds, the Mets, the Twins, and the Phillies. Had a great postseason run with the Yankees, whatever year that was. He made his major league debut in 2017. He's an interesting guy. His dad actually is the legal counsel for Verizon in New York. So, he comes from a little bit of wealth. But he won a Gold Glove in 2021, and he's a hustler. He's a high-energy, go-get-it kind of a player. So I don't know if this is the last move for the Giants. I mean, Framber Valdez is probably the best starting pitcher that's still in the market. Zach Gallen is still out there, Lucas Giolito, Chris Bassett. There's other arms out there that the Giants could get. There's no question the Giants' bullpen needs more depth. They added Sam Henschkes and Jason Foley, who's not going to be ready till midseason. But, Bader's coming off a really solid offensive year. He's a very good center fielder. The Giants have not had not fixed their outfield defense problem. And I think this guy could be the answer. Now, I don't think this is the last piece of the puzzle. Personally, I'd love to see the Giants go after Luis Arraez. He's a three-time batting champion. He's got elite bat-to-ball skills. He can play first base. He can play second base. The Giants are a little unknown there. I mean, obviously you have Devers, you have Eldridge, but, is Eldridge a minor leaguer at this point? Is he going to make the team? Is Devers going to be the DH? Is he going to play first? A guy like Arraez could really help this team because he does make contact. So the Giants are also talking to the Cardinals about trading for Brendan Donovan. They talked to the Cubbies about trading for Nico Hainer. And now, the Bader move does take some of the other moves off the table. There was a lot of rumors about Stephen Kwan being dealt to the Giants. There was talk that the Giants may try to trade again with the Red Sox for Jarren Duran. Forbes estimates the Giants' value at $4 billion. They're the fifth richest team in Major League Baseball. They've got a TV deal signed into the future, 2032, with NBC Sports Bay Area. They got a long-term deal with KNBR. And the Giants, need to spend a bit more money. Major League Baseball's $244 million luxury tax, that's the threshold. And the Giants, projected payroll before the Bader signing was $227 million. So now figure it's roughly $237 million. So they're getting close to that luxury tax threshold, but they're still safely under it. They're 11th right now in the majors before this deal in total salaries. They did make a sizable investment, though, in Tony Vitello, if you think about it. I mean, they paid him $10.5 million, $3.5 million salary for Vitello, $3 million buyout from the University of Tennessee, and then a $4 million deal that still owed Bob Melvin to go away. So they invested $10.5 million in Vitello and trying to, change the page from Bob Melvin to Vitello. But Vitello's not going to have any success unless he gets a little bit of help. The Giants, I think, this helps their outfield defense, right? Now you got Jung-Hoo in right, you got Bader in center, you got a really nice-looking defensive outfield. You still need one more bat, and you still need one more pitcher. If you could get a Framber Valdez, if you could get I personally like Luis Arraez because I think the Giants could really use a contact hitter who can play first and second. I like Casey Schmidt at second, but I'd like a little insurance. And a guy like Arraez can play first and second, and I think really hit and keep that line moving. So overall, I love the Bader pickup. The fans are going to love this kid. He's high energy. He's 100% in center field. He's coming off a good offensive year. He's shown in the playoffs in previous years that he can kind of elevate when there's money on the table. And I think it's a real good addition. Are they done? No, but thumbs up for sure on Harrison Bader. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krug Show. Thanks to Sleeper for sponsoring The Krug Show as well. And thanks to you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.